Town Council meets tonight. To find out more, Channel 18's Sarah Colvin talked with Town Council President Jessica Rapcressetti. We share that interview with you on this episode of Barnstable Today. It is Thursday, May 5th, 2016. I'm Sarah Mantle.
We are getting down to the wire in terms of budget stuff. Let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen at tonight's meeting.
Well, we've got a few items under old business, beginning with an item that was voted on. This is coming back because of a waive of the reconsideration rule, town council rule, and that's the amending the code of the town of Barnstable to include a high-end parking overlay district. And after many months of meetings with the parking committee, who had considerable input from the parking lot owners, this parking overlay district was proposed, and it's clarifying land use and as of right permitting, which is already used for open air parking. These are lots located south of Main Street in Hyannis. It was all in the spirit of this to ensure safer access to the parking lots by the emergency responders and enhance and protect the visual quality of the Hyannis Harbor area. And this is not creating new parking, and I know the planning board voted against this, wanting to wait for the parking study to take place. But these parking lots exist and will continue to exist by right, zoning right. So this just clarifies some of those issues there. Then we move to amending the general code with regards to setting the schedule of consumer affairs and fees within the town of Barnstable.
Sure. And then the next two items under old business are part of the last kind of remaining items from the capital improvement plan.
That's right. And they were dependent on some funding coming from community preservation funds, and those are for Lombard Field improvements, and that's a $1.6 million appropriation. And that's quite an involved project. They want to move Luke's Love Playground and create some asphalted parking area and do improvements to the fields. And when we've received some feedback against that intensification of that law, but there should be a healthy discussion on that item, as well as the next item, which is right next door, and that's an ongoing restoration of the West Barnstable Community Building, and that would be for window replacement, $173,000 towards window replacements in that building. They've done a great deal of work on that already, so that's to add to that. And that also was there is some community preservation funds that were voted on by Community Preservation Committee for that item.
Great. And those are the last two for the capital improvement plan.
That's right. That ends the capital improvement plan.
And yes, there are several items under new business as well for this evening.
That's right. We'll be referring to a joint public hearing on the 19th of May with the planning board. We're going to try to do this jointly, and that's amending the zoning ordinance within the industrial district. And it's brought forward in response to the needs of the town's residents to have access to legally aged restricted housing that's designed to provide appropriate amenities and service. And this amendment would allow for the construction of independent living and assisted living facilities within that industrial district.
Great. And that's going to be referred to a public hearing on May 19th with the
That's right.
board.
Sometimes what we do, and we do have another item on the agenda that is referring the entire item first to the planning board, and that's 154. That's a zoning ordinance change for accessory uses for commercial vehicle storage in residential areas. That we're referring to the planning board for them to take that under their purview and then bring back to the council. But this other one, there is some time sensitivity to it, so we're doing a joint hearing on it.
Great. And then looks like the next three items are some transfer orders to fund some DPW projects.
That's right. And that this is not new monies. These are just transferring from one department to another. And these go from the funding for the inspection and assessment of private roads that are eligible for repair under the new Chapter 339 of the Acts of 2014 that was put together by the Roads Committee, and it's been identified that there are about 90 roads within the town of Barnstable that meet the criteria of having their private roads that connect to public roads that are pretty much used by the general public and not just by the folks that live on that road. So this will help to assess all of those roads and create a master list on priority.
Great. And
then continuing on in the DPW budget, the $8,500 transfer for the purchase of a wastewater modeling program, and that's just a program that would, if they implement this, it would eliminate the need to hire additional services from consultants to update the model, and that's to our sewer collection system. We have people tying into it every year, and it's just to make sure that the modeling of the waste coming into that center, the flow and whatnot is adequate, and the facility can take the additional flow each year. So.
Right.
And then a new work order and assessment management system program, $6,500 or $65,000. Excuse me. This also is being transferred from the personnel budget. And the work order system is pretty outdated, and this will allow for the field inspectors to use tablets and get up to date with technology and reporting problems right from on site. And so it is bringing us into the 21st century, or DPW anyway, into the 21st century.
Absolutely, and I talked with our Director of Public Works earlier this week, and he told me about all the kind of just every kind of division has its own different work order system, so it'll be nice to kind of streamline it and
That's
make
right.
it easier
Absolutely.
for everyone.
And then a $7,000 transfer, again out of the personnel budget, to conduct a dam safety Phase 1 inspections at Mill Pond and Lake Quacket. The inspection of dams requires specialized knowledge, which DPW doesn't have anyone to do that. So this would allow for that to take place with an expert.
Absolutely. And then the next is an acceptance of a number of grants that go to support the Barnstable Youth Commission's Youth Summit that was held.
That's right,
in March.
and in total, $5,150 from the Cape Cod Healthcare and the Cape and Islands District Attorney's Office and Mass Cop Local 416 Barnstable Police Superior Officers Union, Patrolmen's Union, the E.J. Jack Summer Builders, Cape Cod 5, Highness Firefighters, Barnstable Professional Firefighters, Local, and the Teachers Association and the Municipal Association. These were all organizations that helped to fund this year's Youth Summit, and we thank them greatly for their contribution.
Wonderful. And then another grant acceptance is next for the Barnstable Recreation Division.
That's right, the Mummy's Mixer Program.
I love this.
Which would have been great when I read what's offered. The Mummy Mixer is a group that meets every Wednesday morning from 9 to 11, and they welcome their mothers and their children, newborns to 3 years old. And they have a planned activity to encourage the healthy baby development and family support.